reaction from WWE Clash in Paris, and welcome to my live reaction from the insane day that I've just had today. Um, I'll be going through all the results and whatever's happened at WWE Paris. Yeah, it's just been like a completely insane day today. So basically, yeah, it's just been mental, basically, absolutely mental. Apologies to anyone who saw the subscription time of 10:30. Yeah, I was not able to meet that basically. So, as per usual, I do apologise. I will get this sorted. I do promise. Um, yeah, no, it was. Do you know what? It was an absolutely fantastic pay per view. I actually really, really enjoyed it. It was really, really cool. Yeah, no, it was really, really good. Shocking end as well, an absolutely shocking end. Basically, because of everything I've done today, I'm like an hour behind as to what's actually happened. So the post show for WWE's just finished. I'm going to check that out in a bit. I'm going to have that running on in the background without sound. That was very lucky. Yeah, no, it's just been a bit of a day. Basically, started off this morning going to York Comic Con. Thanks to everyone that watched that stream or the attempted stream. I had to do a live stream like 3 times in order to try and film York Comic Con, but it was really, really cool. Went there with my son. Really enjoyed it. It should be out as a vlog hopefully by tomorrow morning. There's actually a vlog going on the channel at the minute that came out about 8 o'clock last night, and there's a boatload of YouTube shorts and stuff, so if you want to check that out, you're more than welcome to do so. So me and my son went to York, brought a few toys. It was really cool. Got back on the train, went from I must remember to mention that shortly. There's just something on the WWE that might tie into what I'm about to say, but I will talk about that in a minute. But yeah, basically, went with my son, went to York Comic Con. It was really cool. Bought a boatload of toys. Came back to Leeds. Got my son a McDonald's, or Mackey's as the human people would say. And then basically conned him into going to the Liverpool match at a public house, which took a lot of convincing. Saw Dominic Szoboszlai score absolutely amazing goal for the Reds. That was really cool. Managed to get back here with my son in a taxi to watch WWE Clash in Paris. Yeah, and basically through very, very strange circumstances, basically I've only just finished watching it now, essentially. So, yeah, it thought I was going to be far too tired to watch it, but it was a really, really good pay-per-view. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So I'll just take you through everything that's happened with my wonderful notes. There you go. So yeah, the first match was Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. It was okay. To be fair, Bronson Reed was really, really good. I'm being very, very impressed with how well that he's taken up the main event role. He's definitely a star in the future for WWE. Definitely a star for the future. Very much enjoyed his performance. I get that obviously Roman has to have the chance, and we love Roman Reigns from the crowd. It's no offense to the crowd in Paris, they were absolutely fantastic from start to finish. They were really, really good. But it went on for about 2 or 3 minutes whereby the crowd were chanting "We love Roman" or whatever it was they were chanting. And there wasn't actually any action for like the first maybe 3 or 4 minutes, though I did think that was a tad unnecessary. There was a couple of times during the pay-per-view where they kind of did that. I mean, they did that with Cena. They did it a little bit with Bex, who I'll get onto in a minute. They did that with Seth, and it was kind of like the crowd took over kind of thing, which is fine because the French crowds are really good. I mean, obviously you had Leon last year with Jey Uso when they were doing Yeats and stuff, and it was really, really cool. So, yeah, it's fair enough, I guess, but like it just seemed to go a bit too long for me. Just trying to look. Let's have a look. Yeah, so in the end, Bronson Reed basically took the loss. Roman won through a spear. They both put themselves through like multiple finishers, but it was really, really good. It was really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed Bronson Reed's performance. There was the bit at the end, which I'm currently watching right now on WWE, the post-match show, where Heyman was basically saying, "I love you, my tribal chief," and basically Roman Reigns tapped him out in the guillotine. I thought he might spear Heyman, but maybe Heyman can't take spears anymore due to his age. I don't know. And then Roman was doing this bit where he was trying to. He was on top of the announce table. He was trying to untie his shoes, and I was like, "What is he doing?" And they were getting like staff to like cut the shoelaces and stuff, and he was throwing them into the crowd. And I was like, "This seems to be taking a very, very long time." And I was like, maybe this is a bit of a mess up by WWE. And it turns out it was not a mess up because Roman threw one shoe into the crowd, autographed it, signed it, threw another shoe into the crowd, and he's about to throw the third shoe, but maybe the fourth shoe, I can't quite remember. And then basically, so I'm just watching the post-match show, so I keep getting distracted. Basically, Bron Breakker comes out and spears Roman off the top of the actual announce desk, and then Bronson Reed hits like about God knows how many tsunamis it was. It was like 4 or 5 tsunamis. Bron did this really amazing spear where basically he heads. He's going up towards the entrance ramp, and they're getting Roman on like stretcher and stuff. And Roman's like, "No, I can walk. And then, not Bronson, Bron. That is really confusing, by the way. Bronson and Bron. Bron runs the whole length of the entrance ramp and spears Roman, and it doesn't look like a massive spear, but I've seen it from a few different angles now on social media, and it was completely outrageous, absolutely outrageous. Jey Uso came in, which gave him a bit of an out in the main event as well. Tried to save Roman. He got speared by Bron Breakker as well. And yeah, Roman basically got carted out at the end to give him a storyline injury, which I'm sure has nothing to do with the fact that he's currently filming Street Fighter. Yeah, and he's only got so much limited dates as well. So yeah, they've kind of put Bronson Reed over without letting him win, which is quite clever. So Roman actually got the win, but basically Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker get all the credit, basically. So yeah, now the first match was decent, not too bad. I'm trying to go in order of what actually happens, just bear me a second, but at some point in the night, WWE actually announced that there's going to be another European tour, and I'm thinking to myself, well, it'll be like March or April, whatever, next year. But it turns out we are not getting a European tour in March or April, we are getting it in January. In fact, specifically, we are getting it on, I believe it's the 5th of January till the 12th, maybe, or something along the lines. And I'm like, I don't know if Americans know about Christmas and about how much it costs in this country. I really don't. But like, having a tour literally about 15 days after Christmas, I mean, I don't know who they're actually expecting to show up, of the rich people, basically. But in the UK, we've basically got Newcastle, Nottingham, London, and Cardiff. Oh, John Cena's just come out now as well. In fact, I'm going to pause this just in case so I can see some bits and pieces. So yeah, WWE are coming back in January. I don't know if that's as an answer back to AEW, because AEW are actually coming back for a tour in December in Cardiff and Manchester, I believe, something along those lines. So it's like 13th till 16th December. Maybe it's an answer back to that. I think, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But it's kind of like, yeah, I really could have done with that being in February and March, ideally from a financial point of view, but hey, whatever. So we had that announcement. Then we had Bron and Bronson Reed basically got told by Adam Pearce backstage that you need to leave the arena, otherwise you'll be fined and suspended indefinitely. Obviously, their new storyline wise, they couldn't do that because they're part of the vision that helps Seth, so they both just walk out into the post night. And then later on, Seth was like, I'm completely on my own, I've got no one to help me, which I'll get on to in a minute because he blatantly did. Next, we had the Street Profits versus the Wyatt family. That was actually, I wasn't really looking forward to that, to be honest, but it was actually a really good match. I really enjoyed it. Joe Gacy, wow, what a wrestler he is. He is absolutely bloody brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thoroughly enjoyed his performance. They kind of teased the Street Profits breakup a little bit as well, because Montez Ford and Dawkins were basically trying to tag each other in and out. I don't know why they were doing that, to be completely honest. It was a bit weird, but B-Fab was having to like basically say like, what are you guys doing, and this, that and the other. Obviously Montez Ford is so good. He's so good. I would, for the older people who are watching the stream, I would have Montez Ford and Dawkins do a Marta Jannetty and Shawn Michaels, with Montez Ford being Shawn Michaels and Dawkins being Marta Jannetty, basically. I think Montez is that good, and I really do think he could have a run as a singles competitor. Whether they're ever going to do that with him, I don't know, but he's got the look. He's a fantastic wrestler. I mean, I like Dawkins as well, but obviously Montez is the guy. The Wyatts basically end up by cheating, essentially. I think Nikki Cross comes out, tries to grab Montez's foot, and then Bray Wyatt does the Sister Rabbit. Christ, I wish. Uncle Howdy, even. God rest you, bro. Uncle Howdy does the Sister Abigail on Montez outside, feeds him back into the ring, and then the Wyatts pick up the victory. So, one thing I would say about the Street Profits is, much to the annoyance of my son, that song, Fire in the Building, we won't stop, we won't smoke. I'm sorry, but I absolutely love that song. I don't know if anyone else watching this likes the Street Profits entrance music, but honestly, bro, seriously, I absolutely love that song. And when they're doing the whatever the hell that is that Montez and Dawkins are doing, they are actually now getting it over. It's like a upside down yeet, basically. But they are slowly getting over. So whether they're teasing a breakup or whether they're going to try and push the Street Profits down, I really don't know. But yeah, the match was decent. It was all right. The Becky Lynch against Nikki Bella match for the Intercontinental title, I'm not going to spend too much time for that, purely for the fact that I was in the process of basically sorting out the house and getting dinner ready. Apologise to both ladies, but like any of you who are parents will know that sometimes you have to miss things, and unfortunately that was the match that I had to go and do bits and pieces. The end of the match that I caught was actually quite good. To be fair to Nikki, she looked really good in the ring, and they kind of teased Nikki maybe going over, but Beck's got the win in the end. Yeah, from what I could see, it was a really good match, but I don't know if Nikki's going to have a full-time schedule in WWE. Maybe she is for a little bit. I honestly don't know, but I would imagine, given tonight's events, that Becky will be going on to face someone else after Nikki Bella. Let's just put it that way. After that, Rusev versus Sheamus, lights out. It was brilliant. Absolutely loved it. It was just, I'm not even going to describe it as a wrestling match, it was just insane. Sheamus put Rusev through a table by doing his white noise from the top rope. Rusev was just absolutely battering Sheamus, hit him with the 10 meters to the ballerine. Sheamus then reversed it and did it himself. The only reason Rusev won because he had Sheamus in he had him in a choke, and also had a shillelagh in his mouth, and was also doing the accolades, so it gave him a bit of an out in respect of keeping Sheamus strong, keeping Rusev strong and getting the victory. I mean, I'm not sure about Sheamus tapping out, to be totally honest, just because it doesn't suit his character, but I mean, to be fair to him, if you've got a shillelagh in your mouth and you're getting the accolade and you're getting choked, then you can probably say, yeah, any one of us would have tapped out, but I would have preferred that he just passed out, like a la Austin versus Brett. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed that match. Then we had Cena Logan Paul. Right, I'll get this out of the way. First things first. I do not like Logan Paul at all. So I tried to keep my live streams, just because I know there's a couple of kids who have got in contact with me who watch my show, and I've tried to keep it to the point where I'm trying not to swear. I do drop the odd English curse word, which I apologise for. Long story short, I have had discussions regarding Logan Paul with other people that would probably involve 1 or 2 F-bombs, and not in a positive way. I'm not a fan of his person at all. However, tonight, I have to say the man was brilliant. You have to give him his props. Even if you don't like Logan Paul, he is absolutely fantastic. He's a fantastic pro wrestler. He's a fantastic promo. Aerially, he's fantastic. He can do catch-as-catch-can wrestling. He's annoying. He's got a great look. Basically, he's what you would want a pro wrestler to be as a heel if you were designing it. He was superb tonight. Fair play to John Cena as well for hanging with Paul. Obviously, Cena gets the W at the end, but just to say, I thought Logan Paul in this was absolutely sensational. It kills me to say that, it really does, because I just think he's a bit of a muppet, to be quite honest, but he's a very successful muppet. He's built an empire based out of nothing. He's one of the richest men in the world. He can wrestle. He's an entrepreneur. Basically, the guy is, whatever you think about him, he is brilliant, and I can't argue with us on that, basically. So, the one thing that I would say about the match, I don't know if anyone else caught this, but maybe it's just me being an old man, but they were kicking out of each other's finishing moves. I reckon finishers got kicked out of in that match between 8 and 10 times. Now, for me, again, because I'm a grumpy old man, that's far too much. It's far too much. If you're going to have a sort of tight match like that, where there's loads of jeopardy and stuff, to me, the right amount of kicking out would be between 5 and 6. It's not 10. That's far too many, in my opinion. That was the only thing that kind of let the match down a little bit for me. But yeah, no, it was superb, absolutely superb. So fair play to Logan Paul. Like I said, I don't like the fellow, but I have to confess he is brilliant at what he does. So congratulations, Logan Paul, and well done to John Cena. And that was John Cena's last ever time in a European ring, which is kind of quite sad, actually, to be honest. I mean, I've never been a massive John Cena fan as such, but I do, from a wrestling point of view, I do respect the bloke a hell of a lot for what he's achieved in 23 years. People say the 5 moves will do, but look, a long time ago, I kind of got to the point where, look, you can't say John Cena is rubbish because he quite clearly isn't. I mean, he's definitely one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Is he the greatest wrestler of all time? In my opinion, not even close. So Mount Rushmore wise, my Mount Rushmore is Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Ric Flair, and maybe possibly Kurt Angle at a push. Just because I like sort of more technical wrestling, and Austin, obviously Austin back in the day started as WCW as a technical wrestler and then turned into a brawler, as he said in his documentaries and stuff. So that's probably roughly my Mount Rushmore. Obviously, I love people like AJ Styles, Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay might end up being one of my favourite wrestlers of all time, but he's not had enough matches just as yet. So yeah, but Cena has been fantastic to be fair to me. It was a great match, so fair play to both players. I just wish there wasn't as many kickouts. That for me, I was just like, it was far too many in my opinion. But it's just a mind color. It was a great match. And then ending. So this was very interesting. We had LA Knight versus Jey Uso versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins, and at the start they sort of sold the thing of Seth has an interview with Jack Redmond, and he was like, if I can't defend this belt on my own, then I don't deserve to have it, yada yada yada, and they basically sold the whole thing of Braun and Bronson not being in the arena to help him. I put in my notes, to be honest, it wasn't the best wrestling match in the world I've ever seen, but I put in my notes that it was a fun match. Like, there were bits and pieces where Punk actually said to Jey Uso, he pushed Jey Uso, and you think he's going to start him in sort of thing, and then it was like, Jey, get the tables, and it was like homage to a ECW. It was really good. I have to say, LA Knight in this match was fantastic. I thought he, in my opinion, carried a lot of the match. I do feel sorry for LA. Not the amount of money he's been paid, don't get me wrong, but I do feel a bit sorry for LA in respect of, I really hope they put a world title on him at some point. I don't know if that's the storyline that they're going with, but obviously you've got Punk never getting the title, you've got LA Knight, who has never even got a title, you've got the Sami Zayn thing, where they're promoting him as like a Grand Slam champion, so I'm guessing Zayn's maybe going to win one of the belts at WrestleMania next year. You would assume Punk would beat Rollins next year and have his final WrestleMania moment. Where that leaves LA Knight, I do not know. Maybe he turns heel. I don't know. Maybe he even joins Seth Rollins' group. Maybe. I have absolutely no idea, to be completely honest. But yeah, I hope they do put the belt on LA, because out of everyone, that bloke has worked his arse off, and he does deserve it, to be fair to him. Yeah, I'm just trying to look at anything else that happened. Yeah, that's about it in the match, basically, apart from the end. So basically, what happens is they rerun what happened with Punk at the Saudi Arabia show, whenever it was, a month ago, whenever it was, where you think Punk's about to win, and then basically someone comes along and gives him a nut shot, excuse my language. And I kind of thought that someone was going to come in and disrupt it, and I thought that maybe a new member of the Vision. And I look at this really small person, I was like, who the hell is that? And I don't know why it didn't occur to me before, because I just didn't know they'd go down this route. Little person, dressed like a ninja. Punk falls down. Little ninja person stands up. Little ninja dude. And then removes her hat, and it turns out to be Becky Lynch. And I was like, whoa. I don't know why, but that did not even cross my mind. It's fair play to WWE, because they did sort of tease that a long time ago when Seth and Bex were both faces. And I remember Seth and Bex both talking about it, basically saying we didn't really like doing it because we don't want our relationship to not be on TV, but it's got to make sense kind of thing. So I had no earthly idea that was going to be Becky Lynch. But yeah, Becky Lynch basically screws over CM Punk. Um, where they go from here in terms of that, I don't know. My one thing is when Punk left the ring just now. So he's going through the crowd. If you go to the Clash in Paris post show, you'll be able to see this. But basically, he goes through the crowd and he's shaking people's hands and stuff. And there's a sign that says something along the lines of "I love you and I love your wife, AJ Lee." And he sort of looks at it for like a millisecond and then walks off. Long story short, I think there's going to be a promo at some stage where Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch come out and they'll be like, they'll be with the rest of the Vision. Maybe Becky Lynch is now in the Vision. To be honest, I would just go all in and put her in the Vision. Basically, I wouldn't just have her hanging on. If they're going to commit to it, then commit to it. But I reckon Becky Lynch joins the Vision, and then CM Punk comes out at some stage and says something along the lines of, "Do you know what? I can't beat two people like you." Husband and wife champions. Maybe it's time I bring my wife back. And then the crowd goes mental. And then at some point AJ Lee comes back. I'm just thinking maybe that's the play. Maybe they're going to turn it into a tag team match, just hold off on the title match for a bit. So maybe it's AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. I don't, whether that's going to be the case, I don't know. But that, I mean, the crowd will go mental if AJ Lee comes back. There's so many people loving them. We've literally been asking for AJ Lee to come back for what, nearly a decade now at this point. I mean, the pop for the crowd would be insane. And bearing in mind, you've now lost Roman, Street Fighter, obviously Cody's, Randy Rhodes just had a baby, so Cody Rhodes is not available. Plus, he's also playing Guile in the same Street Fighter match. The Street Fighter film that Roman Reigns is currently filming in. I don't know. Maybe there's some more star power, and maybe AJ Lee comes in. That's the only thing I can think of. Where this leaves LA Knight and Jey Uso, I don't know. To be completely honest, maybe LA Knight and Jey Uso have some sort of like a feud between them. I'm not really sure what they do. Maybe LA Knight turns heel, but they're gonna have to do something with both of those lads to keep them ready. I mean, obviously Survivor Series isn't until the 15th of November, I believe. So you're still talking us 2.5 months. I don't know where to go with this at this point. I mean, like I said, to be completely honest, I would just go full in on Becky Lynch being in the Vision. And maybe AJ Lee is now chasing after Becky Lynch for her Intercontinental Championship. Maybe you can involve Lyra, maybe Bayley with her schizophrenia angle thing, whatever it is she's doing. Maybe she's involved because obviously she knows Punk as well. I honestly, I couldn't tell you. But overall, WWE Clash in Paris, I actually thought it was really good. Really enjoyed it. And yeah, just shout out, one more thing before I head off. Shout out to the crowd in Paris, they were superb. I mean, other than maybe a couple of lulls, they did not stop singing the entire night. Also, as a Liverpool fan, thank you very much for the singing of the Arda Slot song. That was superb, especially after the Reds got the victory over the Arsenal today, which you may have heard of. Yeah, that was really cool. But yeah, no, honestly, in all seriousness, the crowds in France are absolutely brilliant. The crowds in Lyon was great. But these guys tonight, there was a bit where Cena was, I can't remember what the chant was, to be honest there, but they were chanting for John Cena, and literally, if you catch the replay, there's like, I got literally all of them are literally like waving their arms and stuff in unison. When Jey Uso came out like it did in Lyon last year, it was just spectacular with all like the phones going off and this, that, and the other. So, do you know what? Fair play to the arenas in France. I didn't know until last year that France was actually that passionate about wrestling. It's not something that I was that I had any idea about, to be honest. So, but yeah, fair play to them. They were absolutely superb tonight, and they had the tricolour at the end where they put the French flag up, so you had the red, the white, and the blue. As Rawlins and Becky Lynch were celebrating, so yeah, they were superb, absolutely superb. Fair play, folks. Yeah, and that's pretty much my roundup, folks, to be honest. I'm probably going to put this as one of my YouTube podcasts, so if it sounds a bit weird, if you're listening on YouTube and choose to do it, it's basically because I'm doing this live, so. Yeah, and that's about it, folks. So, this is the end of Geek Boy Summer, which I'm a bit gutted about, to be honest. Honestly, it's been. I just wanted to say thank you for everyone that's followed me over the course of the last 4 months. So the channel started off with, I don't know, at the start of the year there was like 600 people watching it, and in the space of like 4 months, it's got up to just shy of 1,200 people in the space of a few months. It's really caught on fire. So, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, everyone that's watched my wrestling streams, Comic Cons, Liverpool stuff, football, Pride, whatever it is, just honestly, thank you so much. It's been really, really good. I appreciate you all for following me. It's been. Yeah, it's been a bit mental, to be honest. It's been a bit of a mental day. As I say, I started off this morning getting my son ready to go to York Comic Con. We've been to York Comic Con. I brought him back to Leeds. We watched half of the Liverpool match. Liverpool win. Hooray! Literally got in a taxi, came back here, watched WWE Clash in Paris, and yeah, it's just been a bit of a mad one, to be honest, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been great. So honestly, to all the new subscribers, people that have watched me, people that have reached out, people that haven't been, how do I put this, something rhyming with talent, shall we say. Yeah, and I've shouted those people down at the inn and everything. Just thank you so much. It's been absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I've enjoyed every minute of the summer. In terms of stuff coming up, as I say, if you're a new subscriber, you're watching for the first time, so Geekbun 7381. If you want to like and subscribe, you can do. If you don't worry about it. Just thanks for watching and everything. So basically, just to say, I do a load of different things on this channel, and it's all Geek Boy does. So I do Geek Boy does Comic Con, Geek Boy does Pride, Geek Boy does wrestling, Geek Boy does Liverpool, Geek Boy does football, Geek Boy does wrestling. Did I just say that? So all my wrestling content, basically, like you watch it in a minute, is all under Geek Boy does wrestling. So literally in the last week, I've been to AEW All In. There's loads of vlogs and shorts on that, and then 3 days later I went to WWE Elite, so there's loads and loads of vlogs and shorts on that as well. If you want to check it out and like and subscribe, you can do. But yeah, just to anyone that's watched me in the last few months, just thank you so much. In terms of what's coming up from a Liverpool perspective, I'm going to try and do some sort of transfer window thing tomorrow, but I'm actually off filming somewhere in Harrogate, so I don't know how much I'll be able to do in and around that, unfortunately. Also, I've just found out the transfer window in this country, I think, stops at 7, which is totally unhelpful, because I'm meant to be meeting some people at that time, right? If I can't, then I will do some sort of transfer window special later when I get back home. And in terms of the rest of the week and going forward, I'll be covering a little bit of Monday Night Raw if I can do. AEW Dynamite on Thursday, so that'll be sort of Thursday morning. I'll probably be a vlog about SmackDown and maybe a Liverpool podcast at some point. But yeah, that's all to come. I've actually got a comment. David Figures, you like WWE? I do, David, yes. I like all wrestling. I'm a massive pro wrestling nerd. I like TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling. WWE, AEW, British Wrestling. I've just been to UK Rev Pro, which is a promotion in England. If you guys don't know about it, yeah, I will watch any wrestling that's basically there, mate. So yeah, absolutely love all wrestling. Don't ask me for my favourite after last week because, like I said, I've been to AEW and WWE in the last 7 days. Literally, this time last week, I was actually at the O2 Arena watching AEW. And like I said, I've just been to WWE Leeds with my son about 3 days ago, on the Wednesday, whenever it was, which was fantastic. Really enjoyed it. So yeah, like I said, guys, I do a lot of stuff on pro wrestling. So if you want to check out any of my stuff out, it's Geek Boy Meta Does Wrestling. So there's stuff from Rev Pro, there's stuff from AEW. I've been to both All Ins before Forbidden Door. There's should be 2 or 3 lots of WWE live events on there, I believe, hopefully. And like I said, I cover AEW Dynamite, excuse me, WWE, and I'm thinking of starting a TNA live stream as well, but just bear with me on that. I need to sort a couple of bits and pieces out. But yeah, yeah, like I said, in terms of stuff coming forward, there won't be less content, but there will be more sort of live streams of wrestling and Liverpool and football stuff over the course of the next month. And then in October, just to make you guys aware who are going to listen to this podcast, it will be like sort of Halloweeny stuff. That's the other thing that I cover. I do Geek Boy Meta Does Horror, if you're a horror fan. So obviously October being Halloween and stuff, there's going to be loads of different Halloweeny stuff. So I'm going to a horror convention in Hull, a Gothica event in Leeds City Market, for those of you who are in Leeds. It's the alternative market. I'm going to Barnsley Comic Con, Leeds Comic Con, and I'll also be doing like a live reaction to Predator Badlands, which is coming out on November the 5th, I think. And also Leeds Light Night, which is where there's basically loads of different lights that are put into Leeds. It's a lot more impressive than it sounds, basically. So yeah, there's lots of stuff coming up on the channel, and then yeah, we'll be building towards next year, and there is lots of cool stuff coming up. And that's all I can say for now. So yeah, yeah, cool. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for David Figure's comments. That was really cool. Like I said, there will be, this feed will turn into a YouTube video probably later tomorrow. Well, we're already on tomorrow in the UK, so it'll basically be a video in about 10 hours whenever YouTube can actually load it up, basically. So yeah, cool, nice one. I'm gonna go to bed because it's been a very long day. Just thank you everyone for all the love and stuff from York Comic Con. I've just been there today. If you're like a Comic Con fan, there should be a vlog hopefully that's out now with a boatload of shorts. If you're into your comic books and collectibles and stuff, that should be on the channel now. Thanks everyone for interacting into that. Thanks for all the Liverpool family. It was brilliant seeing Dominic Szoboszlai score that goal, and thanks everyone that's interacted tonight with WWE Clash of Paris. I really appreciate it. But yeah, cool. Nice one, guys. I will see you all probably tomorrow for something to do with the transfer window, whenever I can work out what's going on. Cool. Nice one. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.